people, today we're going to read our book that is called Just Grace and the Terrible Tutu. I don't know if you already read this, but write down in the comments below and make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Just Grace and the Terrible Tutu. Best friends can be full of surprises. I already knew that. But sometimes even knowing something doesn't mean it still can surprise you when it happens. That's why I was 100% surprised when Mimi said she had been keeping a secret from me and wanted me to read a special letter. Even though I had to go to the bathroom, I sat right down with the letter. Some things can be more important than nature. Plus, I'm kind of an expert at holding it. Dear new sister, I can hardly wait to meet you. I am so excited. Mom and Dad said I had to not tell anyone about you, but my brain was about to explode, so they finally said I could tell Grace. Yay! But she has to promise to not tell the world, which of course she can do, because she is a very good secret keeper. Grace is my best friend in the whole world. And guess what? She lives right next door. So when you get here, you can see her every day, just like I do. You have to call her Grace, though, and not just Grace, like they do at school. They only do that because when Miss Lois, our teacher, was naming the 4 Graces in class, she got confused and named Grace by that accident. Grace is great. For sure you are going to like her. Mom and Dad are pretty nice too. They sometimes have rules, but I am sure you will get used to them and not mind so much. Mom is really good at reading bedtime stories, and Dad is an expert swimmer. When you get old enough, you can hold on to his back. He will dive up and down like a dolphin. It's really fun, but first you will have to know how to hold your breath and blow bubbles. You might have to get some lessons for that. Mom said I get to pick out some fun stuff for your room. I can't wait to make it super cute for you. There are some boys, Max and Sammy, that live near here too, but you don't have to play with them if you don't want to. Lots of love, your new big sister, Mimi. P.S. The boys don't live in our house, but you might see them in the yard sometimes. What you might say if you are supposed out of your mind. Mimi, what? You're getting a sister. OMG. I can't believe it. I had to whisper OMG part because Dad says I'm not allowed to say that anymore. It's on his list of improper English language words. I tried to complain to Mom, but she said that's what happens when you have a dad who's studying English in school. Plus, it means he cares about you and how you sound. Maybe he mostly thinks he just likes making up rules. Words to stay away from. OMG, awesome, totally, dude, sweet, unless it is a desert. I had 1,000,001 questions for Mimi. Is her mom pregnant? How come she doesn't look fat? How do you know it's going to be a sister? When is she coming? Do you get to pick out her name? Can I help decorate the room? Wow, I flopped myself back on the bed and rest for a second. Not knowing stuff and being full of questions can be really tiring. Mimi was excited to tell me everything. She said her mom wasn't fat because she wasn't pregnant. And instead of her mom getting pregnant and having a baby, her family was going to adopt one. The only thing she wasn't sure about was if the new sister was going to be a baby or one who could walk already. But whatever the sister was, Mimi said she was sure she would be little, sweet, and super cute. And she was 100% excited about it. Mimi's already thinking of good girl names. I got right to work thinking of some really good girl names, but Mimi said the little sister might come with a name already. Mimi mom already made some rules about the name. If the sister was 2 or 3, they had to keep the name she came with. Mimi said they were only going to change it if the sister was still a baby. Well, Mimi, I had to say wow again, because stuff like a new sister does not happen very often in life. I know, said Mimi, and then while she waited lying on my bed, I ran to the bathroom. What is hard? Mimi said she could hardly wait to get her new sister, and that is the waiting part was taking forever. When do you get her? I asked. Can you go on Saturday? Mostly, my parents did shopping stuff on errands on Saturdays and Sundays. Once, when we were getting a new kitchen table and chairs, we even had to rent a trailer and stay overnight in a hotel. They were really far away. But Mom loved them, so Dad had to say yes. Mimi said she didn't think it was that easy because her mom and dad were still getting interviewed and tested to see if they would be good parents. Mimi said even though they were a great mom and dad to her, it wasn't good enough. They still have to take a super big test, said Mimi, and write tons of emails, fill out lots of papers, and do lots of talking on the phone. Then at the end, after they passed, the tester people are going to come to our house and look at everything. And they will probably even look in my room. Mimi seemed nervous about that. And she was right to be worried because Mimi's room is a disaster. She has the messiest room I had ever seen. She was for sure going to have to clean it up. And just when I was thinking that, Mimi said, I'm for sure going to have to clean up my room. It was like she could read my mind. Good friends are like that. That's moving from Mimi's brain to my brain. That's moving from my brain to Mimi's brain. What I did not know. After we had finished all of the new sister stuff, I suddenly remembered the other part of Mimi's letter that I wanted to talk about. I really love dolphins, so of course I had to ask Mimi about her dad. Can he really swim like a dolphin? You know, the up and down part? How about if you close your eyes, does it feel like you're riding on a real dolphin? Mimi shook her head no, but said it's still pretty cool. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharks. Good point, I said. I've forgotten all about sharks. Sharks can ruin everything. Shark fin, bad. Dolphin fin, good. Bad me, shark. Cute, friendly dolphin. The wrong fin can ruin your friend. Before she went home for supper, Mimi made me promise not to tell her sister's secret to anyone, not even Augustine Dupree. It was hard to promise to make. Augustine Dupree is the flight attendant who lives in the little apartment in my basement. And even though she is all grown up, she is still one of my best friends. One of the best friends about Augustine Dupree is that she is a great listener. It's always super easy to tell her stuff. Sometimes I tell her things that I didn't even know. My brain was thinking, the words come out of my mouth and flow straight up to her ears. I thought about it for a moment and then said, okay, I promise, but inside my head, my brain was thinking, it's not going to be easy. I don't know how she's going to figure it out. I wish I was helping in the book. But Mimi ran back to tell me after she left. Oh, I forgot, said Mimi. You can tell your mom because my mom told her she already knows. So, of course, as soon as Mimi left again, I ran into the kitchen to find Mom. You knew? How come you didn't tell me? Mom! How could you keep such a super big secret and not tell me? Mom looked at me and said, what secret, honey? Mom is very sneaky. You can't fool her into telling you a secret just pretending you already know it. Mimi, said your secret, I said. Oh, said Mom, that secret, I'm glad she told you. Isn't it exciting? Now she'll be a big sister. She must be thrilled. Mom was so smiling and happy that I mostly forgot to be mad at her for keeping it from me. And guess what, Mom? I could hardly wait to tell her the next part. She gets to pick out stuff for the room, and if it's a baby, maybe we can even pick out her name. Isn't that cool? She could call her Vanilla, or Jessica, or Violet, and then I sat down with some paper to make a list because I was super excited, and my brain was thinking of all sorts of cool names. Sometimes great thoughts don't stay in your head. That's why it's good to write stuff down. It was a good thing I was doing that because 2 minutes later, Mom said, oh, I forgot to tell you about Miss Luther. Did you know she moved away for 4 months? I was so surprised that if I hadn't already written down Jasmine, I would have for sure forgotten it. And that would have been too bad because Jasmine is a really good girl name. When I said to Mom, why are there so many surprises of all a sudden? Why can't there be just one new thing at a time? Why do we have to break up 100 new things and changes all on the same day? Mom gave me her look that means, I don't know what you're talking about. And can you please calm down? She uses the same look for 2 different things. After she does the look, she always puts her hands on her hips. The look. Like maybe her look is like this. And the arms. Sometimes that part makes me smile because I'm watching for it to happen. And then when it happens, I think, aha, I knew you were going to do that. Sorry. Where did Miss Luther go? I tried extra hard not to use my attitude voice. If Mom even thinks I am using the attitude voice, she gives me her big talk about attitude. And I didn't want to hear about appropriate voice choices. I wanted to hear all about Miss Luther. It took Mom a long time to explain the Miss Luther story. She added a lot of details that I was not very interested on. Super long stories can sometimes be tiring, and you might have to move around a lot while listening. 1. Stand up. 2. Sit down. 3. I'm still paying attention. Do some dances. Miss Luther's story. Miss Luther, my neighbor, had left her house and gone to work at another school for 4 months. It was a teacher emergency thing. She was like a superhero substitute. Miss Luther, have you got your running shoes on? We need you here as soon as possible. Running shoes? Her bags are packed. This part of the story was not very exciting. Miss Luther is nice, but I was pretty sure I wasn't going to miss her very much while she was away. I did not go to her house or even see her very often. Mom was still talking, but I was having trouble listening because suddenly my brain was full thinking about Crinkles. Crinkles, Miss Luther's cat, and just about the nicest cat in the whole world. Everyone that meets him just falls totally and madly in love with him. I had to stop Mom's story right that minute, even though she was not finished talking. Mom, what about Crinkles? Did she take him too? I was asking this because the person who maybe loves Crinkles, the whole world loves, right downstairs in my basement. If Miss Luther had taken Crinkles away, Augustine Duper was sure going to have a broken heart. Of course, Mom didn't know anything about Crinkles. She was not very good about collecting important information. Even though she loves to watch police shows, she would be a terrible detective. That's rude. While Miss Luther was gone, a French family that was friends with Augustine Dupree was going to move in. They were going to stay in Miss Luther's house so that they could be away from their own house while it was getting a new kitchen. This was 100% exciting part of the story. Augustine Dupree is one of my most favorite people ever. Now we're going to get to live next door to some of her fancy French friends. I lifted my arms up and said, Mom, wow, this is the new thing I made up for Mom. I only use it when she tells me something amazing. Or when we are together and something super good happens. It's special and just for her. She loves it. Look, this is the word Mom. And if you turn it upside down, you get it. Wow. Mom, wow. What Mom didn't know. Of course, now I was dying to go downstairs and talk to Augustine Dupree. Usually I'm not allowed to visit her after 6 p.m. or dinner, whichever comes first. Mom's big thing is Grace. Augustine Dupree is not paying rent for the privilege of constantly entertaining a chatty 8-year-old. But this time, even though it was after 6:30, she did not say that. Instead, she said, okay, go ahead. Maybe it was the power of the Mom. Wow. Augustine Duper was the best apartment ever. It was colorful and glamorous, and every time I see it, she has some kind of new French decoration, making it look even fancier. She pretty much gets new stuff from France every week. Augustine Augustine Duper is a flight attendant for a French airline. And if you like to collect nice stuff from France, this seems like the perfect job to have. Augustine Duper always knows it when it's me knocking at her door. I made up a special knock so she wouldn't have to get worried and kick Crinkles out. So when I do my knock, she always knows right away it's me. Augustine Duper is not allowed So when I do my knock, she always knows right away it's me. Augustine Duper is not allowed to have any pets in her apartment. This is one of Dad's rules. So if Dad is around, she has to shoo Crinkles away and pretend like she was never there. And soon as I walked in, I saw Crinkles sitting on Augustine Duper's sofa. I couldn't believe this loser had left him. It was like Augustine Duper could read my mind, because the next thing she said was I was going to help take care of Crinkles while Miss Luther is away. Then she put her fingers up to her mouth and made a shushing sound. I knew exactly what she was meaning. She was saying, "It's our secret. Don't you tell our dad." Of course, she didn't have to worry about me because I know how to keep a secret. And now I had two. I like Crinkles, but lately I had been trying to be more careful about not touching him. So I sat in a chair instead of the sofa. Mimi is so allergic to cats that even if I just pet Crinkles once, her nose will know about it and start sneezing as soon as I stand near her. Some friends are more important than cats. Well, Augustine Duper told me. Bye-bye. Make sure to not subscribe and give it a thumbs down. Bye.